Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Bumboot and Peanut here again. I'm just going to do a quick little video here because we've made quite a bit of progress on understanding critical position and all the little finer points to it. So there's a lot of questions out there about it and a lot of confusion about it. And critical position is probably the most complicated part of the dog. So it's hard to get. I mean, there's the basic definition of it. The dog will alert you when an animal's about to spook, but there's certain conditions that have to be met for it actually to work. So I tried to kind of think of my own definition for it, but it's basically trying to meet all the conditions. So they're see how to phrase it. So the dog will alert you and go into critical position when the animal enters a state of alert. So it won't do attentive or nervous or anything like that. It is only when the animal reaches the state of alert. It has to be a recently spotted animal or at least a previously spotted animal. She just won't monitor any animal. It's got to be one that the hunter has at least marked spotted. Now there is a disclaimer. It's really hard to test a lot of this stuff, so I could be off on some of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm accurate at this point on these details. I have not been able to get critical position to work on an animal that I have not spotted, just one hanging around. Or if you just call one in, you can test it yourself. Call one in without ever spotting the animal. If it does work, then you probably have previously spotted it. But anyways, it looks like the animal has to have been at least been once spotted by the hunter, or at least I think it has to be recently, or it could even be just the last animal spotted. That's I haven't fully got it all down yet, but I do know it has to be spotted at one point. Critical position only works in certain status of the dog, so it only works in idling or tracking blood or tracking prey. Stay, sit, and lie down and heel. The critical position will not work. That leads me to a benefit of the howl skill. If I do this and tell the dog to lie down, or if the dog's heeling, there's no way to get her out of that. Like all you can do is put her into heel. You can't get her too idle. But just so you know, if you trigger howl, she'll howl and then go immediately into idle. So then that's the only way to toggle her into idle, so that critical position will work on command almost. So a little tip there and a hidden benefit about howl. The other thing is about the percentage rate. If you go into the dog's traits, I do not know the percentage rate without Sixth Sense. I don't know the increase it does, but I do know if all those conditions are met, and with the trait, it's actually 100%. The range was harder to figure out, but I think I've got it pretty much pinned down to 100 meters. She will not critical position on a spotted animal any further than 100 meters. But some of this could change. She's currently level 25 companion and 15 tracker. It's based off the companion skill level, so I was not going to make the video till she was 30, but I don't think anything's going to change. If it does, I'll make another video. But that's all. That's pretty much that info. I'm going to do probably a follow-up video just demonstrating, like doing a hunt, demonstrating some of it. However, I could do a little bit now because there just so happens to be blacktail off here to the east at Balmont Lake. And they're about 100 meters away, unless they've moved since I've been talking. If I stand up and the wind's blowing their way, if I start walking, she should go into... Well, here, I'll see if this works in the video. I'm not too sure it's going to, though, just for a second here. If I sit and I just kind of walk around, she'll stay sitting and nothing will happen, but I'm not too sure this is actually going to work. But what we'll do is we'll switch her into idle, and I'll see if I can trigger critical position. There you go. It did work for it. So what she's doing is critical positioning there. Now I crouched down to get them out of the alert state. Oh, they're still there. But we'll give it a second here. But if I command her to lay down, she won't go into critical position anymore. So that's kind of just showing that. So lying down. That it doesn't work in those states. Now that's what she's doing. I've spotted blacktail deer, and they're right over here, and this is what she's referring to. They're at 92 meters, and I did a test just back there. It wouldn't work beyond 100 meters. But yeah, so they would have calmed down a little bit. I can stand up and walk around, and she will not. They're yelling at me. Well, they might be over there now. Or maybe that's a different one. But anyways, they won't be yelling at me. But as soon as I... as soon as I trigger into howl and idle, she should go critical. Unless they've already ran. Let's see, maybe I spooked them. Okay. Well, you seen it there a second ago. But I might have been too noisy there, and the wind's been blowing that direction. But if we come out, they probably ran. And that's probably what they were calling. They're off to the south. But you have to take my word for it. They were right here when all that went down there, just to demonstrate the point that she does have to be in idle or tracking blood or tracking prey mode for it to work. And they were right out here, so I think I probably spooked them in that demonstration. Yeah, here's their zone. See if there's any other around that I can show just a little bit more or not. That's why it was handy. See, I could monitor their alert status without actually seeing them that way. Like, I know they're there, but when you're trying to approach for a bow shot, there's all that brush in the way. So the dog could be used to give you a heads up when they're about to go into alert. Yeah, so I might do a follow-up video just doing a bit more demonstration of it, but that's pretty much all the info. I don't think we missed anything, Peanut. We put a lot of trial and effort into this, so hopefully it helps some people. But just to recap, 6 cents is definitely a handy thing to use, but it does have all those conditions to be met. So I still got to work on a little bit. I don't know if it's just an animal that has been spotted, or she's just monitoring the one that's last been spotted. It's probably the one that's been spotted, but it does have to be spotted by the hunter. I have not been able to get it to trigger in any, like all the conditions I've laid out. If one of those conditions aren't met, it will not trigger. So she's got to be idle and in one of the tracking modes. It looks like it has to be within 100 meters. I don't know if that increases with dog level, companion level. I mean, at a lower companion level. Oh, here we go. So we'll spot. So it's alert, critical position. So it was not going off before I spotted. As soon as I spotted, the critical position went. She went to alarmed, and now she's fleeing, or he's fleeing. But yeah, just a kind of a quick little demonstration there, because she was not critical position until I spotted. Here's another one. Now we'll spook this one, and you'll see that the dog never goes into critical position because I have not recently spotted. There, she's running there now. Alright, so that's kind of my proof that that the animal has to be the last one spotted, or at least recently spotted. I think that doe was recently spotted actually, so that might be info on that has to be the last one spotted. Yeah, but I got a little sidetracked there just because I wanted to show that as well. But yeah, all those conditions have to be met. Recently spotted, within 100 meters. I'm not sure if that gets any further or not. At level 30, that means some of this could change. If it does, I'll make another video. With the 6 inch trait, it does appear to be 100% when all those conditions are met. Yeah, so idle, tracking state, recently spotted, within 100 meters. Yeah, and the trait makes it 100%. So that's sort of the most complicated part of the dog, at least I think, and it took a little bit to figure that out. But any questions or concerns, throw that in the comments. I'm sort of responding to a Steam forum post because there's been a few Steam questions about critical position. But anyways, I will stop blabbling now, and we'll see if we'll do a hunt, maybe demonstrate this a little bit more. But that'll be a separate video. So thanks for watching, and everyone, take care.